You know this feeling. You're staring at your phone late at night. The room is quiet. Your message is still sitting there, delivered, not answered. Maybe she posted a story. Maybe she watched yours. Maybe she liked something random 3 days later just to keep you confused. And now you're sitting there trying to decode silence like it's some secret language you're supposed to understand. And in your head, it sounds like this. Should I text again? Maybe I came on too strong. Maybe she just needs space. Maybe if I explain myself better, she'll get it. Why does she get close, then disappear? Why does this always happen when it starts feeling real? Here's the truth. You don't lose an avoidant by caring too much. You lose them when your care starts feeling like pressure. You're not crazy. This isn't about you being broken. Most guys feel exactly this, man, and nobody ever explains what's actually happening underneath it. By the end of this video, you're going to know the one thing that pushes avoidance away fast, why most men do it without realizing it, and what kind of grounded presence actually makes an avoidant feel your value again. Let's get into it. Most guys believe the way to get an avoidant back is to prove they're safe. So they reach out more, they explain more, they reassure more, they become softer, more available, more patient, more emotionally open, hoping that eventually she'll relax and come closer. But the real truth is deeper than that. An avoidant woman does not just react to what you say. She reacts to what your energy feels like inside her body. She senses urgency. She feels expectation. Her energy shifts the second your attention stops feeling genuine and starts feeling loaded. Even if your words are kind, her gut tells her something is off when your presence feels like a demand for closeness she hasn't chosen yet. That's why trying harder usually backfires. Because the issue was never affection by itself. It was pressure disguised as affection. It was contact that came with emotional weight. It was warmth that quietly asked for something back. And the second she feels that wall of expectation rising, she pulls away to breathe. That's when attraction dies, not because you cared, because she no longer felt free inside your care. And here's the thing. If you want the avoidant back, the one thing you can never do is chase emotional certainty from someone who already feels overwhelmed by emotional closeness. That never brings them closer. It makes your vibe feel heavy. It makes your presence feel unsafe. It makes her associate you with pressure instead of peace. So let's break down exactly what that looks like. 1. Never try to force clarity in the middle of her distance. This is the first mistake. Most guys feel her pulling away and instantly want a conversation. A big one. A defining one. A where is this going talk that they think will fix the tension and bring the connection back under control. But here's the deeper truth. When an avoidant is already feeling distance, clarity doesn't feel calming to her. It feels cornering. She senses emotional weight pressing in. She feels a wall go up because now the moment is no longer about connection. It's about response. It's about obligation. It's about having to define feelings she barely knows how to sit with herself. Wrong approach sounds like this. Can we just talk honestly? I feel like you've been different, and I need to know where your head is at. Right approach sounds like this. You seem a little pulled back. No pressure. Take your space. That difference is huge, not weak, not passive, not pretending not to care, just quiet, grounded. I'm not here to chase certainty energy. And when you do that, she feels relief instead of pressure, and relief is often the first crack in the wall. 2. Never over-explain your intentions. Here's the part nobody talks about. Most guys think if she misunderstands them, the answer is more explanation. So they send paragraphs. They unpack their heart. They clarify what they meant. They explain they're not trying to rush anything, not trying to pressure her, not trying to be that guy. But here's what changes everything. The more you explain your intentions, the more your energy stops feeling calm and starts feeling like emotional persuasion. And that instantly changes the vibe, because her nervous system isn't hearing, he's genuine. It's hearing, he really needs me to understand him. That's heavy. Not confidence, not honesty, not healthy communication in that moment. but subtle emotional chasing wrapped in mature language. That's why it pushes her away fast. Wrong approach. Listen, I'm not trying to smother you. I just really value what we have, and I don't want there to be confusion because I'm actually one of the few guys who's being real with you. Right approach. I hear you. No need to force anything. Short lands harder because your energy is the message before your mouth even opens. And when your words stop trying to manage her perception, she starts feeling your presence as calm instead of convincing. Her inner voice starts whispering, "Why does he feel so different from other guys?" That's emotional oxygen for her brain. 3. Never turn connection into monitoring. This is the one most guys completely miss. Most guys think consistency means constant access, so they check in all the time. They notice every shift. They mention every change in tone. They track replies, stories, activity, patterns, tiny mood changes. And without realizing it, they turn connection into surveillance. That kills safety fast. Because even if your intention is care, she feels watched. She feels like your attention is wrapped around her every move. And for an avoidant, that doesn't feel loving. It feels like losing air. Conversation isn't a performance, it's a dance. And when you keep stepping forward every second, there's no rhythm left. You leave her no room to move toward you on her own. Wrong approach sounds like this. You were kind of dry today. You saw my story but didn't reply. You've been acting different this week. Right approach sounds like this. Nothing. You notice it. You stay grounded. You do not make her internal shift your full-time job. That restraint matters. Not coldness, not detachment, not fake alpha silence, but real self-possession. And when you do that, she feels space around your presence. And that space is what lets curiosity come back online. 4. Never reward distance with more energy. And here's where it gets interesting. Most guys respond to distance by increasing effort. She gets colder, so they get warmer. She replies less, so they send more. She becomes vague, so they become extra clear, extra attentive, extra available, hoping their consistency will inspire her to reopen. But that creates the exact wrong association, because now her distance is being rewarded with your strongest energy. So emotionally, she learns something dangerous. She learns she can withdraw and still receive maximum access to you. She learns your presence gets stronger when her investment gets weaker. That instantly lowers your value. Wrong approach. She replies with, "Sorry, I've just had a lot going on." And you answer with, "No worries at all. I totally understand. I'm here for you. Let me know if you want to talk. I care about you." Right approach. She says, "Sorry, I've just had a lot going on." And you say, "All good. Hope things settle down." That's it. Calm, clean, effortless. Most guys think they're being supportive, but she feels the hidden reach underneath it. She feels the hand extending too far, and her gut says, this is becoming emotional responsibility. Silence between words is like silence between musical notes. That's where the rhythm lives. And when you stop flooding the space, she finally gets to feel the drop in your energy. That's when absence begins speaking for you. That's when she starts replaying the connection in her head. 5. Never make her your emotional center. This point is massive, bro. Most guys don't just want the woman back. They want the feeling of being okay again. So when she pulls away, their whole inner world starts shaking. Now they're checking their phone every 10 minutes. Their habits collapse. Their sleep gets worse. Their focus disappears. They don't just miss her. They lose themselves. And she feels that. An avoidant woman is incredibly sensitive to whether your center lives inside you or inside the connection. If she feels that your peace depends on her response, her energy shifts immediately. Because now being close to you feels like carrying you. And no woman wants to feel like your nervous system regulator, man. Wrong approach looks like this. Your workouts get sloppy. Your mood lives inside her replies. You stop creating. You stop moving. You start obsessing. Right approach looks like this. You go train. You lock back into your habits. You rebuild your routine. You get your body grounded. You get your mind quiet. You become a man with structure again. This isn't a trick. This is who you're becoming. Because when your life has shape, your presence has weight. And her brain starts saying, he doesn't need me to stabilize him. That thought is magnetic. And when you do that, she feels respect before she feels attraction. And respect is often what brings attraction back to life. 6. Never reopen the door with stored up emotion. But here's what changes everything. A lot of avoidants come back. Not always forever, not always clearly, but they circle back. A text, a like, a random check-in, a soft little opening, and most guys blow it instantly. Why? Because the second the door cracks open, they dump everything they've been holding. Now it's all there. The confusion, the hurt, the questions, the need for reassurance, the desire to finally define what this is. That pressure is exactly what made her leave the emotional room in the first place. Wrong approach sounds like this. Yeah, I'm glad you texted because honestly I was confused. I didn't know if you were interested or not, and I don't really like mixed signals. Right approach sounds like this. Good to hear from you. Hope you've been good. That tone matters more than the words. Not robotic, not dismissive, not playing games, but calm, open, and emotionally unhooked. Because when you respond from craving, she feels the old pressure instantly. Her gut says, nothing changed. But when you respond from grounded presence, her brain starts whispering, why does this feel easier now? That is a real shift. And when you do that, she feels safe enough to lean in without feeling trapped by your expectations. 7. Never chase the return, more than the standard. This is the final truth. Most guys get so focused on getting the avoidant back that they forget to ask the only question that matters. Does this connection actually feel good when you're in it? Or are you addicted to the relief of getting attention from someone emotionally unavailable? That question will wake you up. Because sometimes the obsession is not about love. It's about intermittent reward, like a slot machine, small signals, random warmth, unclear distance, then another spark. That unpredictability can make you addicted fast because your brain starts confusing inconsistency with intensity. And here's the thing, if you make the return the goal, you will tolerate anything. You will abandon your standards. You will excuse behavior that empties you. You will call anxiety chemistry. You will call confusion depth. You will call emotional starvation connection. Most guys do that. You don't need to. Wrong approach. She texted me again. I knew it. I just have to play this right. Right approach. She reached out. Good. Now let's see if she can meet me with consistency. That is power, not ego, not punishment, not look what she lost energy, but genuine self-respect. Because the man who becomes magnetic is not the man who finally gets chosen. It's the man who stops abandoning himself for a maybe. And when you do that, she feels that your presence has standards, not just hunger. And that's the shift that turns attention into real emotional weight. So let's bring this home. This isn't about memorizing lines. It's not about acting colder. It's not about becoming some emotionless guy who suddenly plays hard to get. It's about becoming so calm, so grounded, and so real that your presence no longer carries pressure. When you internalize this, you stop trying to pull an avoidant toward you and start becoming the kind of man who never has to. You stop performing. You stop over-explaining. You stop chasing certainty from people who can only meet you in fragments. And that changes your whole mindset. These aren't tactics. This is just what a grounded man naturally does. So if you remember one thing from this video, remember this. The faster you chase reassurance, the faster an avoidant feels the need to escape. And if this hit home, the next video you need to watch is how to handle an avoidant when they finally come back. Because getting the text is one thing, but knowing how to hold your frame when the door reopens is what decides everything.